sisters. We're happy and we're singing and we're go.
You're listening to Help a Sister Out podcast.
I'm Benny and
I'm Tay. Help a sister out. Help a sister out. Help a sister out. Help a sister out.
What's up, y'all?
Help a sister out. Help a sister out.
Help a sister out. Help a sister out. This is episode 13.
It's feeling a little ashy, y'all.
You'll be okay.
I'm not feeling my prettiest. I'm not gonna lie.
You about to go to bed and sleep the ugliness off. It's okay. if that's how you're feeling, when you wake up, you'll feel better.
No, I'm gonna get my hair laid. I'm gonna get the Hermes Janae experience tomorrow. I feel like my hair that's not what we're here for, though. However, welcome back to the show, y'all. This is episode 13. Up in this thing. Ain't gonna lay.
You got sister motivation?
My sister motivation, I had one, too. It was good. It was real simple, too.
What happened to it?
I lost it. My motivation was, I don't give a fuck.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling, like, you know, and I said that last week, too. But I think it's just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. Kanye Shrug is my motivation, you know. Brush the dirt off your shoulders. I'm quoting all songs and GIFs. But yeah, I just think that's where I'm at with it.
I don't have a sister motivation today. I just don't.
I thought you was going to balance me out, Benny.
I don't have one. Besides just being grateful. That's all. Be grateful for what you have and things that will come.
Grateful. You heard that song?
Mm-hmm.
Grateful. Gratefulness. It's flowing from my heart.
I want to copyright.
It's crazy how like
that song made me cry. I'm like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy how like we've never even been to church together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just certain songs you just know.
Yeah. My little 11th grade.
That's the motivation right there.
I was in 11th grade going through it, y'all. They were like, damn, what's going on to this child?
It's crazy because when I was in church when we were younger, we would always be like, dang, they always crying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people getting the Holy Ghost stuff. We was like, I don't got nothing to be sad about. Baby. Well, it ain't really be sad about. I think it would just be emotionally, spiritually, like, feeling like that.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't feel it that much where I'm crying, but I do feel it where you can call it the Holy Spirit, but I do feel something in my heart.
You know, I'm just an angry bird, so God be really talking to me. When I be singing, and it'll be 12 o'clock at night, and I start playing gospel music and just be in my zone.
No, you have to sometime, like, dead. Like,
mm-hmm.
I find myself, when I feel like I'm not at where I'm, like, at ease. No, mm-hmm. Like, I'm not at ease.
Mm-hmm.
I, like, will go ahead and, like, play some music. I like Joel Austin, so I listen to his podcast.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If you listen to his podcast, it's like, it just is easy. His teachings are easy to hear. I don't need that. And God said, it's just more of like a, you know, it's to the point.
You know, I feel you. But that's why I like hearing the word through music, because music has always been like my way of communicating. You know, there's always a song for every expression. Mm-hmm. So it's just like when I am feeling like I need that extra, like just I need that connection or just something that's speaking to me, I always play a song or two, and then before I know it, I'm up at 2 o'clock, just in there rocking back and forth praying, and with my tears on my face, I'm like, God, please show me the way, please.
Trying to take me down.
Yes, but
Jesus.
That's my look. I don't really have a solid sister motivation, but again, be grateful for what you have and things that are to come. And it's very easy to overlook those things, but sometimes sit back and reflect so you can remember what you have.
Sit back and reflect.
You do have to sit back and reflect sometimes because you can forget very easily what you got going on.
Baby, like, I don't got no motivation. You just like the pastor. 10 more minutes, y'all. I'll be done in 10 more minutes.
I'm not going to take too much of your time. But somebody out here need to hear this.
You get my nerve.
That's how they be like, sir.
I miss old school church. It ain't like that no
more. Go to Corral is getting packed now.
No! It was Golden Corral, Ryan's, and Ponderosa. Well, it was started out Ponderosa, Ryan's, Golden Corral.
Man, look,
now Golden Corral, I don't talk about them, but it's trash.
No, I was to Golden Corral probably like a year and a half ago, and I remember it's like, this ain't hitting like it used to.
Not at all. And you had that plate on full. Yeah, and you like,
do I want seconds?
I'm about to go home and make my own food.
Even the rolls wasn't hitting like they was. Remember the rolls with the butter?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The chicken used to be bomb, too.
Everything was bomb. There was no complaints.
I think because we was just young.
No, everything was good. I know it ain't had nothing to do with it. I was just like, what's different? Who?
You know, a lot of they probably changed their, like, where they buy their food from and stuff like that.
Look at us getting all off topic. You say you like, I don't want to talk about it. What you gonna do? Sue us for a review?
Girl, I don't know. Listen, nowadays people get caught for something they did 20 years ago.
20 years ago, on your episode 13, you was talking shit about us. You're like, oh.
And that's how it's gonna be too.
Well, if y'all listening, y'all need to do something different. Hire whoever y'all
Imagine how sensitive the world gonna be in 20 years. Because they already sensitive on like everything now.
I don't know. I feel like everything comes in cycles. Because, back in the day, they was really sensitive about everything. You had to be a certain way, prim and proper. Then people started, not caring about how they look. And now they're back to trying to tell people you should care about how you look. It's all going to just be a cycle. People going to go back to not giving a fuck eventually. These kids nowadays don't give a damn about
That's anything. My motivation, too.
What? We heard you, baby. We heard you. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, say it one more time.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
We don't give up. What? We always doing songs.
We need to make a Help Us Out album. Coming your way.
Playlist is coming.
Oh yeah, we do have playlists dropping this Sunday.
Oh yeah, we should. Come on, baby. You can write my rap though. You can write all my rap. I could do a little song. I could do a hook.
Okay. I got you. Because you're serious.
Say that. I am.
You're serious.
I want to put one album out. Like, the City Girls can do it, so can we.
What's going to be our rap name? Let me get it done. Yeah, we can't get into
off record.
All right, so icebreaker.
So the icebreaker today is, what are 3 places you would take someone to if they came into town and why? We should post that question on our page.
Yeah. What are some places, y'all? But what you have in mind?
Well, I'm in Atlanta, so,
I am too.
But the podcast, I'm just like, I just burped. I'm so sorry. So if I was to take someone out that came in town, the 3 places I would take them to would be the Atlanta Beltline, because I think it was really a good time. It just sucks because things are not like open, but it was still open. It was still a good time, good weather and everything. I'm more of an outdoor nature person, so I would want to take, it really depends on who it is, but I would want to take them to Stone Mountain. And then as far as like a vibe or like a chill spot, I would say, man, I need one more place.
Any restaurant?
I was thinking that. I was like, probably like a food spot. I mean, a spot I would want people to try is Busy Bees. I love me some Busy Bees, dog. But it wasn't, I don't know.
It wasn't good last time.
The last time I had it, I don't know if it's because it was like delivered or what, but I think Busy Bees is a vibe for me. Busy Bees, or I used to do Zaxby's all the time. Like, you gotta try Zaxby's. But I've been kind of getting out of like fast food. So I would take them probably to maybe Slutty Vegan.
I was thinking that, damn.
Now
I gotta come with something new.
It just sucks that everything's such a long line. That be the part. Like, girl, did I tell you about my Sunday?
No.
Girl, it's so stressful here, y'all, because it's like, I'm so used to getting up and going, and I understand you can't do that here, but like, on Sunday I just wanted to go like to a brunch. Real chill, not even like real dressy or anything. We drive to one spot, all the way get there, and they was like, oh, we're not taking anybody on the wait list. We already reached capacity. Then we went somewhere else, and it was like, oh, you gotta wait 2 hours. Then we went somewhere else, and it was like, oh my God. Well, we was like psyching ourselves out, like, we gonna go here. That nobody want this right now. I was like, crab legs. Like, don't nobody want no crab legs this early.
Nope.
Baby, it was a whole line.
Dang.
And then we was like, we just gonna get some Philly cheesesteak. It went from pancakes to Philly cheesesteaks. Well, I had got like a fish one, but it was a line there too. It took 40 minutes to get our food.
That's crazy. At that point, I would have like, we gonna cook everything.
What you mean?
We would have just had mimosas and stuff at the crib.
That was gonna be my last resort. I swear to God. But then it was like I had to drive 30 minutes to get back home, and I just was so hungry. But I would just say that I think a lot of it is because people are coming here because this is the only place that's open. Which make me feel like it's on some Solomon and Gomorrah type stuff.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
Okay. If I had 3 places, I'm gonna say like if we were open and there was no COVID-19, I would take them to the aquarium. Even though I have a hate I have a hate-love relationship for the aquarium because I still work there. So I feel guilty for the animals, but at the same time it is an enjoyment.
And them animals is getting treated with.
They are getting treated well, but sometimes probably like, wouldn't you want to be free? Like, you know.
Well, I feel like as long as their family is there.
The cousin. What up,
I don't want to be on no Finding Nemo where it's like, I have to go find.
I'm trying to find my dad, and now I'm trying to find my son. But yeah, no, like that's the only thing. But I would take people to the aquarium because it is a nice experience to have. And when I used to work there, they used to do the thing where after 6 o'clock or 6 p.m. they would have alcohol beverages served too. So I would say that would be a nice thing.
All right.
Also, and then it also because of the location, it's already in the city, so it was like we could walk around or something. And the Centennial Park is right there. I would take them probably to. I was taking to Starlight, the drive-in movie theater. So that's something that when I grew up, we would go there all the time.
I've never been there.
Really? We should go.
You ain't take me.
Well, I'll take you. But it's really a nice experience and stuff. Driving movie theaters aren't like as popular as used to be back in the day. And sometimes they have like a farmers market type of thing going on the weekends.
Oh, I definitely want to go there. We should go there one day.
Should go. We would go. We would always, of course, you bring your own snacks and stuff like that, or your own food. But you could turn around and watch a different movie sometimes. So it's a vibe. It's a vibe. And the third place, let's say a restaurant. You already said Slutty Vegan. I haven't had Slutty Vegan myself, so that's why I would take somebody to experience that with me. But also, I would take them to Ray's on the River. That's one of my favorite restaurants.
Really?
That's one of my favorite restaurants. It's really Ray's on the River, not Ray's the one downtown on P Street. I've never been to that one. I've only been to Ray's on the River, and it's like a whole
in
vibe.
Sandy Springs.
It's a whole vibe because you can go outside and eat, and you can see it do cost a little bit of money, but sometimes they have live music. Like one time they had jazz playing, like a band, and one time they had somebody playing the piano. So it'd be like a whole vibe. I wouldn't bring somebody that had kids.
No, yeah, it's like my friend. She had her birthday party there.
Yeah,
so it's definitely grown and sexy.
But it's again, it's like the atmosphere. It's like it's a nice vibe. And
we gotta start doing stuff together because you just named stuff that I've been to, and you named stuff that I haven't.
Oh, okay, cool. We can do that. Oh, and then well, that's 3 things. But yeah,
cut it out.
Okay, let me get ahead of myself. And
oh, I want to go here, and I haven't been here yet.
I think I'll go here.
So you know what time it is. Yeah. What time it is.
So guys, do DM us or email us at HelpASistaOutPodcast at gmail.com, and also our Instagram is HelpASistaOutPodcast. We would like for you guys to basically just chat with us, shoot us some questions if you want some advice or feedback. We get some interesting there's some pretty interesting stories in the DM. But that being said, we're going to get right into the sister advice question for today.
Let me hear it.
All right. So my roommate and I are best friends. I'm a woman. My best friend is a man. People have said it was a bad idea to room with the guy, but I knew I could trust him. Everything was going great before quarantine. I think us being cooped up together must have sparked something. We hooked up twice since March. Each time alcohol was involved. We'd carry on like nothing happened, so it was no big deal until recently when he started dating this girl. They've been going strong since July now, and I really like her for him. Now it's weird because I don't know if she knows about our hookups, and sometimes he's flirty with me, hinting at doing things. I feel bad because he's like my best friend, and I don't want to ruin what he has going on. But I don't want karma coming my way either. What should I do? What would you do? We both have roommate, like we've had male roommates before, but it's out. Here's the thing, you can't. It's a fine line when you have a guy roommate. It's a fine line. So if that's your best friend, I really don't feel like that's your best friend if y'all doing stuff. You know, you've already crossed the line.
Go ahead.
I think you already crossed the line if that's not your.
Yeah.
Y'all friends with benefits.
Yeah, I mean, it can still essentially be your best friend. Like, sometimes sex is sex, and I think when it's about, like, just the needs that you needed at that time, I'm not saying that I would do that. I'm saying that I'm understanding to the fact that, like, it was just sex, and y'all just kept it moving. And I feel like, I don't know how old they are, but I think at a certain point, it kind of do be like that. Now, I have been in a situation where that kind of was a situation for me, as far as, like, living with somebody, and it just happened. But if you feel like you need to, like, draw a line, I don't know why you feel like you need to tell her, or why you feel like your loyalty lies with the other girl, because you know your best friend best. And I feel like women, best friends be having girls that come today and be gone tomorrow. So until he, like, put a ring on, it's up to him to tell that. But I'm sure whoever he's dating, they probably already asked that question. And
like,
so,
do you be messing with you?
Yeah, because I feel like anybody would ask that. Like, if you living with a guy, that's why when I lived with a guy, I didn't tell nobody I was living with a guy.
Yeah, if anything, I would just wait till
I really didn't date.
I would just wait till the girl herself asks you. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, it ain't your business to, you know, step in, because you probably will be ruining a good thing. But if she asks you, just be like, oh, like, what did he tell you? Like,
yeah, that's when you need to ask your man, because my loyalty lies to him. And, like, I don't feel like it's my space to say that. I feel like that's something he should tell you. Y'all should have that conversation. I'm not going to lie. That's what I'm not going to do. Yeah. And I think it needs to be a clear line. And like, that's
when you need to worry about your karma. When you lie, then you're like, okay, you shouldn't have lied. Yeah. But other than that, I think you should be truthful, and you should just be honest. Like, you know.
Or set the boundary of, like, hey, you know, you got a girl. Or to have the conversation, like, you know, me and you did have sex, and I kind of want to talk about that. Or just move out and get you a new spot. Yeah. Easier said than done, I get it though, but
yeah. I don't know. But I hope that helps. That's your living situation can be sticky. So you are already, like, it's already a thin line because you're living with a man and y'all.
But living with guys is easier than living with girls.
It can be to a certain extent. When I lived with my guy roommate, that nigga was messy. Like, but thank God he kept his mess. He kept his mess inside of his room. But at the same time, like, nigga, you still need to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Because why have the pots and pans in your room? Like, I'll never forget that. I was like, where my dishes at? What the fuck? And so I'm gonna go check this nigga room. He got,
oh wow,
yeah, he got pots and pans in there. And I need to get a container or something. But yeah, living with a guy can be a hit or miss. But yeah. Just wait till she says something to you. That's all.
Or have a conversation with the guy and be like, you can't be acting. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes guys be flirting it. Like, until something, if you feel like you can't control yourself and you gonna hop right back on it, and you don't want to do that, then have that conversation with him. But if he consider your quote unquote best friend, then he should know what type of woman you are and come at you with some respect.
And he wouldn't put you in a situation where
you looking stupid.
Yes, I do have a conversation with him to make sure y'all all on the same page, see what he has told the girl and whatever it can be. I guess, like, the karma is, like, you know, in the sense of if he does end up with this girl. Because I've had a situation like that before where I really like the girl, and it's just like, bro, like, are you going to say something to her? Because I actually think she's a good person.
But what's the point of saying, like, oh, yeah, me and him had
sex? Nothing like that. I didn't say nothing, but I'm like, yeah, like, what's the, like, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, like, why do I need to tell someone, like, oh, yeah, me and had sex? Unless there was still feelings involved.
Well, that too, but also it could be, I'm the type of person, I don't want to be around, I don't want to be feeling like I'm the one looking stupid. So just, like, again, a karma situation, or if the shoe was on the other foot type of thing, just like, how would I feel? I don't want to be around where everybody know what's up, and I'm the only person that's just, like, you know, left from dust, and somebody open their mouth and say something. It's just like, oh, I didn't know, so why didn't y'all tell me? So
she didn't say that everybody knows they had sex and they kind of just let it go. Yes. But it was also alcohol involved.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like a thing where you're being concerned as far as, like, you know, looking out in the future, have a conversation with him so that way you can see, yo, have you said something to her? Like, you know, because they've been 2 months is quite a long time in this day and age, as far as like, you know, when things are going steady and stuff. I know
2 months is like, ooh,
yeah, oh, he the one.
Good.
He the one. Like, yeah. So that's so like I just think you should have a conversation with him first. But yeah, because it's all. I think this is more so just all about honesty. So a lot of people have been making OnlyFans accounts. It's
well, you
nothing
ain't
new.
even come on now.
No,
dog.
this is.
You ain't even leading in on like the trending topics.
We don't have. I don't think we should have to say that. I think it should just be a conversation where it just flows.
Okay, we've been doing it for the past 12 episodes.
Okay, then here, Taylor, say the trending topics.
And now, time for a trending topic.
Okay.
Not so trending.
Mm-hmm. Newscast. She want to be a news anchor, y'all.
I did go to school for it.
Yeah, go ahead,
So
news
I believe
anchor.
in transitions.
Well, I thought it was a next transition. Like, oh, let's hop into the next subject. You know, like sometimes they do. Oh, well, this is happening to us. You know, but anyways, I feel like a lot of OnlyFans accounts have been coming about. People been making them. It's nothing new at this point where it's just like anybody and their mama have one nowadays. But a lot of people who have OnlyFans accounts who have been using them for a steady income, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how they feel like celebrities are taking over and it's messing up their money. And what kind of really rung a bell for me was when Jordan Woods made her account. That's when like it was just an uproar, like, why she making an account? Girl, you got money. So it's just like, I don't know, like what do you think? Like, why are celebrities making OnlyFans accounts? Is it like, are you not making enough money from doing whatever it is that you're doing? Because it's all kinds of celebrities that are making them now. Like at first it was just the Instagram model bitches. Now it's movie stars. Now it's socialites. Like everybody is making OnlyFans.
I don't think anything of it. I feel like it's more so having control over like your money because it's coming directly to you versus it going through like a manager in a business. It's like, well, if I can monetize off of this, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that. I know Erica Mena. My thing is, it'd be weird when it's like a couple, like Erica Mena and Safari. I thought that was kind of different, but it's like, you know, run up a check. Shit, I would be right there with it. If I feel like our relationship is strong enough to handle it, then why not? I know Tiger just did one. So I think it gives them more of a connection to like, well, it allows them to have more control, like I said, over their money. And so, but I think like anything that's made, I don't think OnlyFans it's called OnlyFans. So I feel like it's made for someone who feels like they have a following. It's just that I think people are so surprised that people are actually paying for this.
That's something else that at the end of the day, if you're gonna be mad about someone making OnlyFans, be mad at people that's, you know, making them the money. Because
it's just like YouTube.
It is like, well, you know, people had a problem when celebrities started making YouTube channels. Like I remember it was a thing where when Will Smith made a YouTube channel, a lot of YouTubers made videos about the fact like, why are celebrities infiltrating into YouTube? You know, like what's going on? But it's like, it's another platform. It's simply put, it's just another platform. So it is another way for them to make money and another way for them to connect and be more real and authentic because you don't see everything on Instagram. It's like, hell, it'd be stuff that you brought up Tiger News were on Twitter. And I was like, I need a Twitter account because I haven't seen the news. They're not on Instagram. I don't want to see the news, but you get what I'm saying? It's just like, everything isn't on every platform. So it's just, it's I see the other side, like, yeah.
I think like, it's also not holding celebrities to such a high standard because it's like
they people at the end of the day, they got bills to pay too.
Yeah, and it's like they want to make it like as much money as they can, and if they can do something and they know that it's something that's where the people are at, they coming to y'all. Oh, people are on YouTube now. YouTube is a thing. Oh, OnlyFans is a thing. You should get one. Like that lets you know that like anything you want to do, you just gotta do it. Yeah. The only thing about it is that they are able to have someone help run it and they're able to, you know, get like the crispy clear camera and stuff like that.
What do you think about a lot of people are trying to say like, oh, every time someone gets like, oh, there goes her rate just went down or whatever the case may be. Like when Princess Love made her OnlyFans, people like, oh, I look at her differently now, or I'm not gonna look at her the same. So what do you think about that? Like people saying, because you make an OnlyFans, you lack morals or self-respect. you can make OnlyFans and put whatever you want to put on there. You don't have to be naked, because there's a whole YouTuber that made an OnlyFans account, and he's using it to teach people how to be a YouTuber. Again, that's information free, but if you a fan of the nigga, you gonna pay him to learn his recipe.
There's magazines that do that as well, where you can just like pay to buy the magazine online. Like it's a service for everything, and so I feel like anybody, your hustle is your hustle. I can't knock it if it work for you.
If you want to massage a pickle with your toes, you can do that on OnlyFans and get that bread. So it's just, I don't know.
Stay focused on you. Don't worry about the competition, because that's just gonna lead you further from where you're supposed to go.
I just feel like the day and age people are losing focus and not focusing on themselves, which is why the world is in so much turmoil as it is. Like, you know, people they're too invested in other people's lives. You know, like I'm to the point where it's like, I like to see what you got going on, but I don't want to know all your business. I don't care. Like, it's whatever. Do you, as long as you ain't causing harm to anybody else. I'm not that invested in somebody else's life to be like, why are you doing that? You know, just let people make their money. You just mad because you not making the money. I'm not mad at nobody making OnlyFans. Making OnlyFans. Go ahead, get that.
I ain't gonna lie, since I do like just someone who works in the media field, I did used to be like, dang, like I wish they could like put people on, like use their platform as a way to like help bring others up. But I understand that like it feels good to do it on your own, and you just gotta give yourself time and be patient. I thought I look like I got something in my mouth. My mouth look like super like.
No, your face don't look like that at all. My face look fat as hell. It do.
Like a pancake, a round pancake.
Okay, well,
in other news, so Taraji just recently said that she's going to be on Facebook Watch. I think that kind of ties into like how celebrities really are taking advantage of social media, because they know that like TV ain't on no more. So TV's on, but I don't think that it's as like booming as it was before. I think that's why you're seeing new faces on TV now, essentially. But this is outside of that. You know, she has been a mental health advocate for a really huge mental health advocate. And right now she is now going to be launching a Facebook Watch series called Peace of Mind with Taraji. And she'll interview different people and discuss several topics surrounding mental health. I think that was pretty dope. I think seeing stuff like that lets us know that like we are creating platforms to have that conversation in the Black community, because people are not doing that enough. And so I thought that was pretty dope to see. Outside of the OnlyFans and everything else, there are other positive things that are happening that I think we need to give attention to. And I know last month was like Suicide Awareness Month. So I thought that was pretty good. What do you think about it?
And I think that's good too. And also because it almost shows like a authentic side of a celebrity.
I think with Jada doing it, even though Jada wasn't the first to do it, but I think with her having her table talk, it just opened the doors for other people to say like, this is another platform to add to, for you to not always just be the girl who on TV who just act, for us to know like, well, you know, with the Red Table Talk, Jada kind of dives deeper into like her life. But I think it's cool to see people from that perspective, even though I'll be kind of nosy sometimes too.
All right. Well, Trump testing for COVID. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. If you have COVID-19, aren't you supposed to quarantine for 14 days?
It suggests that you quarantine for 14 days, but however, you can typically do like 3 days. If you don't show symptoms within 3 days, then they're saying that you could technically go back out if you feel good. You talk to somebody who had it, and so like initially my job said, you know, we're gonna give you 14 days. I started to feel better before the I shouldn't say that. I started to feel quote unquote better, meaning like I wasn't having all of the symptoms. Did I feel all the way well emotionally? No. I still feel like I became into a depression, but that's not everybody's story. So I just think that like it just depends on. I think it depends on how you get it. I think it depends on other symptoms, because they say it's not always just COVID. It's also underlining conditions that could cause for you to have a reaction or for your symptoms to be different. And to keep all honest with you, even like during the whole process of it all, they called and it was like, okay, what all are you experiencing? Mm-hmm. And the nurse that was on the line, she really wasn't able to be like, oh yeah, that's common, or oh yeah, this, or oh yeah, that. It was more so like, okay, well, everyone's symptoms are different. Because I was like, well, I feel this way. I'm experiencing really bad heartburn. She was like, I mean, you just gotta let it run its course. That's why they give the 14 days. They like, we don't know. So call us back after 14 days.
And it's different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Trump had COVID-19. I don't think he had it. I think it was just a ploy to get everyone to try the vaccine, because his followers will do everything that he tells them to do. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he feels fine and dandy already because of the medicine that he took. And it's like, oh, sure. So it's like, I don't think he was actually sick, because even like 2-3 days after he had COVID-19, he was out and about waving to his fans in the SUVs. I'm like, this.
But you see, his son said that he wanted to do an intervention because he think his dad is off his rocker.
No, I didn't see that. His son said that.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I know when I did start to get the symptoms of COVID, I was kind of cloudy, space headed.
You kind of intervention. You can't have an intervention with that man. He gonna do nothing but cut you off and argue with you. You're an idiot.
I would rather. I try to have a Trump voice, but I don't know how.
Can't nobody sound like it. Well, actually, no.
I know. I got one. China.
China.
It was made in China. It's China disease.
Knowing him, he gonna say he got it from an actual Chinese person, and he ain't came in contact with nobody. I can't.
But I did hear J.R. Smith was just saying how it's so crazy how they're not doing these protocols or lockdowns. The NBA is in a whole bubble, but they're not doing that same thing for the White House, which I was like, that is crazy how he just went back in there with his mask off and. With the bubble, it was you gotta be in there for, X amount of days.
You can't have people in your room. NBA players are getting in trouble just for having girls, come up to their room. So, yeah, I definitely say that man didn't have it. And even if he did, he didn't take it seriously. Because that was karma acting really fast. Had he not just, what he say about Biden, he wears a mask every chance he gets. And it's look at you. Now you got COVID. But neither here nor there. And he's still gonna say that, oh, you don't need a mask to beat COVID. He's still gonna say that this is not something it's something made up. But I don't think he had COVID. And even if he did have COVID, again, I wasn't surprised, because I just it's only a matter of time before he gets COVID-19, because he act like he don't exist. People were clowning the situation, people he got. It's a lot of people saying a lot of unnecessary things, because at the end of the day, he's a person. So it was funny, but it's come on, y'all. Let's not be mean. Let's not be mean to Mr. Trump. But oh yeah, so the series on Selena.
Oh, so Netflix is gonna be premiering a TV series about the story of Selena, which is is she Puerto Rican or
she's Mexican, I believe.
Mexican, something like that. Singer who passed away at 23 by being murdered by her manager
/ best friend.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. But she had a lot of dope songs out, and was really got her start to her career at a very early age. Personally, I just feel I don't really care if they do it right or do it wrong. I most likely won't watch it because I already know her story. Mm-hmm. It's they done made so many different. J-Lo was enough. I don't understand why they keep making certain stuff. I mean, I know why, just to kind of be oh, okay, do people probably want this? And I think it kind of helps retell a story. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it just be there's other things to talk about. Do a Breonna Taylor story. Do a series on that. Well, not saying you're going to always make it about that either, but I'm just saying, can we dig a little deeper and create content that is related to today, how Insecure is, which I can't wait to come back.
How it's a modern story or tell. Mm-hmm. I feel you on that, but I also feel it'll be a way to end. Sometimes things have to be reintroduced, because you got to think, a part of the Hispanic culture, they don't really get a lot of notice, or they feel the same way that we feel sometimes. It's not enough stuff for us, So
there's no slandering being done on Netflix because the Parkers just came out on there. So I'm gonna be binging that. Ooh, that is cute. Please come join us. Come join us.
Okay.
Ooh, dang,
Okay. But not really. I think it's a good thing for them to bring it because it's a newer generation. They probably don't know as much. If they do good with this, I hope they make a series about Aaliyah. Because don't let Lifetime do it. Lifetime will mess up.
Lifetime already did it. They ruined it.
Yeah, so I think Netflix, for the most part, they've been really good with writing shows and creating shows and stuff. So I think they will take it in a good direction and tell the story. And, sometimes the movies don't tell everything. We really get just like a hour of a story, or hour and 45 minutes of a story being told. And it's more to that person than just that. So maybe we're going to know, like, more about Selena as a person, like, more, So I'm kind of looking forward to that because it's like what more is to come from Netflix with them telling stories like this. I hope our family has something to do with it.
Okay.
Because that's another thing. A lot of these companies, they be like, for example, if I wear like a Tupac shirt, I'm like, I hope the Tupac estate is getting a cut or some revenue because Urban Outfitters is making a killing off of selling shirts with Biggie and Tupac on it, and it's just like. If I was alive, I'll tell y'all after you take my face off your shirt. You ain't paying me. I'm about to sue y'all. And y'all doing it because they not alive. To tell y'all to take the damn pictures off the shirt and stuff. So
that's why people need to set their bill up.
I know, right?
Their insurance policy, all that.
Let me go ahead and do it. So I was like, why are you doing this so soon? What's going on?
There ain't no soon.
I know it ain't because my agent, I was paying the bill and he was like, oh, let's talk about life insurance. Do you have any life insurance? I'm just trying to pay a bill, not add more to it. Okay, I'm good. Somebody gonna pay for my funeral when I go. My daddy, I'm on my daddy's. Anyways, but yeah. Okay. So Akbar V. She real gutter, She be with the shits. But
Queen of a lemon.
She's being charged with aggravated assault with a hookah. She hit somebody with a hookah I think this happened last month at a strip club. So she is being charged because it caught up to her. Now, my thing is, I really feel for her because I know she be striving to make a change in how she's perceived. I know in Love and Hip Hop, that was like her biggest thing. Like, she's trying to turn over a new leaf. But, yeah, like, she don't hit somebody with a hookah.
A hookah.
During a fight. And I guess, I've been in person with, I'm going to grab the closest thing to me. When you caught in the heat of the moment, but you do have to know how to pull yourself and have some control. I just feel for it because it's like, dang, like, you don't want your name to be in the press or the media all the time for something like that. And the charge is it's not something to play with.
Girl, she don't care. She from the streets. I feel like,
but she's trying to change that. She do care, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you were trying to make a change, it's like, dang, here you go. Like, you're literally being the obstacle in the way from you basically making the change that you want to see. That can be like a little, like, it's like a fight. Like, you're being torn, like, to being stuck in your old way and then trying to move forward to being something different that's bettering yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, it's like a key type of thing. Like, dang, here she go again doing this shit. But it's like, at the same time, like, what's really going on? Like, does she need to talk to somebody? Does she really need to get help? Because there is something that's deeper down there, like, for you to be doing this. But I don't know. I want to know how the fight started, because that's how to start. Was this? Did somebody tell her, bitch, do it? I wish she would. And she did it. So that's the case. Like, oh, y'all need to drop the charges because she only did what was requested. Don't be calling the police on me after you don't tell me to do something. I feel for that though, because I don't know. I feel like Black women, and not just Black women, women as a whole, we deal with a lot, especially with our emotions and stuff. And sometimes we don't always know how to address how we feel, express how we feel, and we kind of express things in a way we shouldn't. So in her case, I do want to look more into her situation and just be like, like, do you, like, because, Candy is her cousin, and they don't act alike, but they grew up in this, They grew up in the same.
I don't know.
Candy is hood.
But,
No, don't get Candy is hood. She
but Candy got signed at an early age, and I feel like we all got cousins. I got cousins where it's like our lifestyle are different, and I feel like personally when it comes to Aqua, I feel like you saying like, oh, she don't want to be in the news like that. The way I look at it is just like how we talked about. It could be as simple as working out, like, oh yeah, you need to lose weight, you need to lose weight. Okay, I don't know how to do that. I think that's the same thing as like you need to stop being in these situations, having situations. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do that, and so
she need help. she needs help. It's not that it's gonna keep happening, because again, it's about control. Mm-hmm. You controlling the situation, but sometimes you don't know how to control the situation. You might, especially if you're just learning, it's a little thing could just be a major setback, you know what I'm saying? And in this case, I feel like, because I haven't heard nothing bad about her in the media, nothing on the blogs about her doing nothing crazy. Last time I heard something about her was like earlier this year, I think, her going on Twitter and arguing with somebody, but it was like, you know, that was it, and that's nothing. Like, it's just an argument on Twitter. But in this case, again, you're getting charged for hitting somebody with something. It's just like, damn, like, that's not what you want right now, clearly, because you said that you didn't want that, so.
Right.
I mean, and then this happened in Vietnam. You want to talk about the condoms?
Sure. So the police has seized 345,000 used condoms that were cleaned and resold.
Are condoms made in Vietnam? Because they said it was a factory.
I've never even bought condoms, so I couldn't even tell you.
We need to look at the box and see where they made it, because they said that it came from one person in particular that had been sending them the used condoms.
First of all, how do you get somebody's used condoms? Are you going through a trash can? Like,
the person been sending them to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like, and then it sends it to a factory. So the factory is going to repackage it and resell it. So I get, like, you know, we're supposed to be going green and recycling, but I don't think nobody want to use condom inside them. So it just really makes.
If that was the case, it would be dope if we could like wash and reuse the condom like that.
Niggas slap it like
wash
this.
Your condom. Why you even wash this dang on condom?
I'm pretty sure there's niggas out here doing that with their cheap asses, and they probably got like a nice little container that they. Somewhere out there, there's a nigga that's doing it. Like, he's like slapping it.
And he need to quit having sex.
And doing like this with it, shaking the water off of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's crazy.
Like it's some greens.
Yeah, like, you got some soap? You got some castile soap? Ew, that's nasty. But it made me think about when the masks first started selling out, and there was a factory in India that they showed where they were mass producing face masks, but they were all on the floor and stuff, and just after they made it, they would cut it and put it in a packaging. So like, you don't really know where this shit be coming from.
Yeah. I wonder if it has, you know, blame everything on COVID. I wonder if it has anything to do with that, because maybe that person was once doing something another way, but they had to like improvise because
we need condoms.
I still gotta make my money.
That's gross though. Let me shut up. But y'all need to check the packaging to see where your condoms are coming from. Yeah.
Well, they ceased it, so maybe it's only one person doing it.
But it just made me think, like, you can't be the only person doing it. Like,
that's crazy. 340.
That's a lot. Mm-hmm. So, and this is just the ones they found. So what about the ones they already done repackaged and sold? Mm-hmm. Where they going?
Right.
Somewhere in Maryland.
Right, Maryland.
I'm just naming a state. That's the thing. It could be anywhere by now in the convenience store, CVS. And you never know. You just think you got a good old.
Well, I wouldn't buy them off of Amazon, that's for sure.
Oh my God. Well, if it came from the actual seller, I would. Like, it was like from actual Trojan company selling it, but not like a third party seller. That's when you be like, because then you end up getting one with a hole in it, and you got a baby on the way.
Hello.
Because that somebody done returned the condom because it was the wrong size or something. All right. So we know, like, a lot of our sisters, a lot of y'all are mothers or entrepreneurs or both, you know, out here trying to make a living and find a way. In 2020, we've seen a lot of growth, and a lot of businesses have launched and people are taking off. It's been working for some. So we do want to talk about, for our main discussion, the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. So we're both entrepreneurs. Taylor, what are some pros and cons? Like, what's the pro? What's been the benefit of being an entrepreneur?
I think one of the pros would be that you have full control
Mm-hmm.
on how you want things to look and be. I think that's a plus. Sometimes it can be a con because it's so overwhelming, and then like people are waiting on you to give direction.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when the leadership skill has to kind of meet that. Another pro for me would be, I think it goes one and the same, but it's the vision and just believing in yourself and knowing that you can do it. I think that is a pro because it's like a lot of people can't. People talk about what they want to do, but don't ever do it. So I think the pro is like setting yourself from the rest and creating, we talk about breaking generational curses. It's a joke, but it's serious though. Like, just being the one who can be the leader and initiate it. So that would be a pro for me.
I agree with all of the pros you said. So I'll talk about the cons. I feel like the cons of being an entrepreneur is sometimes like feeling like you by yourself or alone in it. Sometimes not having the answers when you ain't got to figure it out, and it's like, damn. And also wanting to ask for help but not knowing where to get help from. Those are some of the cons. And then also the financial struggle too of being an entrepreneur. A lot of people don't talk about it. Everybody talk about the glitz and the glam of being an entrepreneur, and it's always like a wake up call when you actually in the process of doing stuff, and it's like you figuring something out. It's like, damn, I didn't know this. I didn't know I had to have, this type of certificate or this, just, it's a lot of things you have to figure out along the way. A lot of people don't tell you, especially when it comes to money. Like, you do need to be able to financially support your hustle. It's not going to just get off the ground running on its own, unless you got it like that. So people got it like that. But for most people who are like, you're an entrepreneur, you're getting out the mud and you working hard all on your own or with your group, you got to have your money and be able to be responsible.
And do your research.
Yeah, research. Those are some of the cons. I do have some tips on how you could balance your life when you are an entrepreneur. You do want to have good time management. You want to have good time management with anything, to be honest. But it's easier said than done because sometimes you can get in a groove of just having like a relaxed lifestyle. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's not always going to be relaxed. You're going to have to put in the work before you get to that point where you can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Find time to escape as well.
Yeah, do find time. Like, you got to enjoy the good and the bad. I know that was one of my sister motivations, probably a couple of episodes ago, like, enjoying the good and the bad. But when you're an entrepreneur, you do have to actually find time to enjoy what you're doing so that way you can be like, you can have a takeaway from it, whether it's going to go as planned or not. And also, like, when you find time for yourself, ain't nothing like just, it feel good saying that you're an entrepreneur, but it can feel bad if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
I feel like don't rush the process, trust the process.
That's a good one. Don't rush the process, trust the process. That's gonna be on our EP. What about things that they should avoid doing as an entrepreneur? What's something
avoid doing? I think you should avoid trying to please everyone. If you bring partners in, stand firm on like what your vision is and why you want them. What was the question?
What should they avoid doing?
I think you should also avoid like just putting something out there to the show, like, oh, coming soon. And it's like, no, like really plan it out and map it out. I think that those are one of the two things that I would say. Because I think like even with me, it was just like I was just doing stuff, but I think organization is so important and it's easier said than done. I'm still trying to figure that out. I was talking to my homeboy the other day. First of all, I didn't even know he had one of his businesses that I didn't know was his. And I didn't know you were doing that. He was like, that's how I want it to be. I was like, how do you find time to manage all of this stuff? He was like, I set one day out of the month to get everything made for the next month. And I was like, you just have to discipline yourself.
Yeah, discipline. I would say one thing to avoid doing also is try to avoid not having professionalism, because one thing I realized when you do have like your own business, you tend to forget that it is a business when you're the face of it. It's your brand. You're the one that's, it's a one-man show or something. Still be professional, because that's what's going to help you keep revenue coming in. A lot of people don't like doing business with small business owners because of the fact they lack professionalism and consistency. So I would avoid just,
or like direction. It's like, who do I talk to for this?
Yeah, like where's the phone number to reach customer service? Who do I speak to? Why is no one responding to my questions? Where's my tracking number? Little things like that. Just be on top of it. So avoid just avoid.
Try not to overthink sometimes. I feel like I struggle with that. Like, even trying to make a graphic, I'm like, do I like this? Do I like it like that? And then I end up not doing it because I'm like, I don't like it at all.
And also, if you can, try to avoid doing everything by yourself. Do reach out to other resources. Again, a thing that a con that people struggle with as entrepreneurs is asking for help. It's always somebody out there that you can exchange your services for, like do a trade, the good old barter system. Like, I can do this, you can do that. I need help with this.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, ask for help, because there's somebody out there that's trying to kick off too, and that's the thing. You're supposed to support one another. A lot of entrepreneurs, it's like a crab in a barrel type of mentality, where just like, I can't help you because you're gonna get further. Yeah, it's like, well, we can both be at the top together if we work together. We gotta let the people know we working together. YouTubers do it all the time, and they be having their little fake beefs and stuff, and y'all don't even know, and y'all be feeding into the drama. And it's like, this is so staged, but it's doing numbers for them, so it works. In that sense, like, as an entrepreneur, work with somebody else that has a boutique or whatever. Pay for y'all photo sessions together or something like that. Little things here and there. Like, don't be afraid to get help from somebody. Let's see. You got anything else you want to add?
I feel like I covered everything.
What about when people are feeling like discouraged? Like, if they want to quit.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
There's been times where I wanted to quit doing something, and I'm like, why am I trying? I have to question myself, like, why am I quitting? Am I quitting because it's too hard? Am I quitting because, again, I'm lacking the time management? Am I quitting because I'm doing it by myself?
That's why you got to keep inspiration in the forefront. That's why I try to keep like an affirmation wall. I think it's also important to like write down how you feeling and journal that. I think for me, one of the things that I've told myself is like, well, these are your ideas. This is your dream. So it came to you for a reason. Don't let it die because you didn't like feed it and like grow it. And so even when I was listening to like a sermon on Sunday, it was like, it's ground, grow, glow. Just, it's a process to it all. Like, nothing we see happen overnight. I know it looks like that because of social media, but I feel like I'm just now starting to see like, okay, well, consistency is key. Let's see you just work on that. Stay consistent in that. And I'll be honest with y'all, like, these last 2 years, and I think a lot of it is from me moving and just trying to find like my space. I'm feeling like I kind of lacked and slacked. And like, I don't want to do it again until I know that I'm going to be committed. But I know like that requires me to like be ready, like on go. Don't be starting and stopping, because that doesn't allow you to have momentum. It's like going to the gym. Like, you could have did good for the first 2 weeks, build up your strength. I can talk about the gym. I've been on a big old gym thing right now, gym kick.
And you know what? The first 2 weeks be the hardest. Everything you do, the first 2 weeks be the hardest. Because, like, damn, once you make it through the first week, which be really hard, by week 2, you be thinking, like, damn, this should be getting easier by now.
But it's like they say, they be like, you feel your results, people don't see your results. People start to see your results as time progresses. And that's kind of how it works. Like, and then it allows you to see your growth as well. Like, you didn't know anything about this, and now you can just spit it out like it's just, I don't know, like maybe a windshield, or what's the spring? I was trying to find like a metaphor to go with it, but nothing came to mind.
Well, also another thing, like, going back to what you said for inspiration and stuff, sometimes you might need a rebrand. You know, rebranding. So rebranding isn't changing your name, but just like giving your thing a whole new look. Because sometimes, even you think about it when it's yourself, when you know, like you need to revamp yourself. Ain't nothing like stepping out with a new hairstyle, some new clothes, and it's like, new me. So sometimes your brand might need that, like a new look or a transformation. So that way you can basically switch it up and have people think like, oh dang, this look different. Like, you know, it sparks an interest. And,
for you and your audience.
And it gives you something to be excited about too, all over again. Like it's nothing wrong with rebranding and, you know, out with the old and with the new. You know, you still keep the same mission or whatever the case may be. But sometimes if you're lacking inspiration and motivation, it could just be like there needs to be a change to happen to what you have going on.
And that's what you keep in front of you too. Like I had to like get rid of, unfollow people. And it wasn't on something like they did anything wrong to me. It was like I need something to feed me and inspire me. Because I feel like at one point I was in all these different programs growing up. I was surrounded by certain people. Sometimes your friends, y'all go separate ways. You know, you have to then be your own encourager and your own supporter, your own cheerleader. And so it's like, in doing that, you have to make sure that you are keeping things that keep you lifted up. Because I swear it's hard. I swear it is sometimes. Like in your head, you can be so passionate. But I've said before, I feel like passion is a feeling that comes and goes.
It does, especially when you are an entrepreneur, because you can get caught up in your own head. You can be, sometimes you not even just getting caught up in your head, like doubting yourself. Sometimes you can comparison. Do not compare yourself to anybody, because that is like the number one, like just killer of everything, of esteem, your confidence. Don't compare your brand or anything that you're pursuing. Don't do that to somebody else, like, you know, their progress or their success. You know, don't do that, because you're gonna make yourself feel like you're not accomplishing something at your own speed. Everything happens at its own pace, and as whatever work that you put in. Sometimes you can put in all the work and it's not happening. Again, that's where you need to rebrand, like, you know, restructure, go back to the thinking with the drawing board and see what can you do differently, see what else can work. If something is not working, don't keep working with what's not working. Don't do something different. Oh, this not working, let's try something else. And it's okay. Like that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur.
Have a new dream.
Yeah, you can always give rebirth to something new. Add a new product line or something. Like do something different to where you're still growing. Well, oh, this don't work. We can go ahead and dead that. Let's start with something new. And again, even if you don't want to rebrand completely, starting over, like an entirely new thing, that can happen too, and it's okay to do that. But again, with the cons, don't do something that you're not passionate about, and also don't do something you don't know enough about in the first place. If you're gonna start something, just make sure you all into it. Like you're willing to give it your 100. Yeah, we just wanted to touch base with a lot of you, because again,
people their lives have changed. There's so many businesses that's shutting down right now.
A lot of businesses have shut down, like big major businesses, but small businesses are taking off. And just like, okay, you're taking off now.
But a lot of people had to learn, like, okay, let me add DoorDash, let me add Uber Eats, because people are getting a lot of online orders now. So it's like you had to learn that. And sometimes I feel like right now is a time for you to kind of just do your research. There's so many like Zoom courses, like it's so many things that people are offering just to kind of keep themselves, you know, innovated.
Yeah. Always keep educating yourself. It's always something out there new to learn. I think Skillshare is a good thing to look into, because it's a lot of people who are teaching their individual courses too on there, where they're going in depth. Like there's stuff on there that I was like, dang, I wish I known this in school. Like, you know, it would have came in handy. But actually having somebody that's doing it, telling you how they do it, it's like, it's nice. And it's not just, it could be somebody else with a whole nother process. Again, don't be afraid or don't feel like, you know, discouraged with continuing your education, because college is expensive and college ain't meant for everybody. But when it comes to everybody deserves education, especially when they involve something that you're pursuing and you want to do. I highly recommend that you educate yourself. You a boutique owner, educate yourself on, like, you know, the terminology, so that when you are reaching out to vendors and stuff like that, you sound like you know what you're talking about, so they don't take advantage of you and give you like a bad deal. And it's a lot, but Yeah.
We wish you the best, sis.
We wish you the best. We want you to be the best. And we don't want you to feel like
you alone.
You alone.
Because a lot of people going through the same thing. But it ain't on something like, all right, shut up. Everybody going through this too.
Yeah. Stop crying.
How about that damn crying?
But yeah, it's like, girl, pick yourself up. Pick yourself up and just know that you can be anything you want to be. You put your mind to it. Well, y'all, this has been episode 13. Oh, we got a special surprise coming up for y'all. You want to do it next week? Okay, we got a special surprise for y'all. So do check us out on Instagram. Pay attention to the IG story and the post. Also, you guys, we do have a bingo game. Please screenshot the bingo game so that we can see your progress. We're going to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself, sis. So just X out what you done did throughout the week. Tag us on Instagram so we can see what you done did. I don't know if we're going to have a prize for you or not, but it's a shout out, you know. But you got anything else you want to add before we close out the episode?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next week. Again, follow us on Instagram at HelpASistaOutPodcast. And be sure to email us at HelpASistaOutPodcast@gmail.com for any promotional opportunities or if you'd like to be a guest or feature on the show. Peace out.
Bye.
We're sisters, we're happy and we're singing and we're cool.
You're listening to Help a Sister Out Podcast.
I'm Benny and Leah.
I'm Tay.
Help a sister out, help a sister out. Help a sister out, help a sister out.